Welcome to Ynot on the PCT.
Good morning, it's Sunday. I took yesterday off, just rested all day. Been walking for a little less than an hour here through the beautiful California spring. Some areas of like all those yellow, I don't know if those are flowers or what those are, but some nice color. Came from way back there. I've been climbing out of Agua Dolce, and right now it's nice and cool. It's supposed to get up to 75 or so, but not that bad. And I think that for today I will be kind of going up and down in hills like this. Water is fairly scarce now. It's, I think, 9 miles to the first water, and then a ways until after that, but it's cool, so it'll be fine. I have 5 days, 112 miles to get to Tehachapi. I was going to do it in 6, but that really didn't work well because there's just no place to camp in like the 15 miles before Tehachapi, so, and no water, so be easier just to walk in there in 5, then I'll probably take a day off in Tehachapi also. This is the section where I walk along the LA Aqueduct, which is kind of a famous part of the trail, like the 20-mile flat walk along the aqueduct, but that's a few days away. So for today, I'm just kind of going to be wandering up and down these hills. Been climbing for quite a while. Came from way down there. The hills on the other side are where I was camped a few days ago, going up to Mount Baden-Powell, which you can't quite see from here, but is kind of behind there, maybe around this mountain. And now I'm just coming up to the crest, and might see a lot of stuff this way, or might not, I don't know. We'll find out together. Well, looks like the answer is kind of. You can see a bunch of mountains out there, but some blocked. Let's see. If you come like this, yeah, you can see quite a ways this way. That was a full summit back there down, actually, I think, the top, although possibly I go down this and up there to another top. But from here you can actually see up to Baden-Powell, where I came from. And that way over those hills are the LA Basin. And then out here there's some reservoir down there, and mountains, and lots of flat desert out there. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's where the aqueduct is. We'll see. Another snake. He was on the trail and came back. I think that is a rattlesnake. Certainly has the coloring of it, but he's walking away, so I'm gonna go by. Oh, that's a big rattlesnake. Just stopped rattling. It's over here on the right. I don't know if you can see it there. There's an alternate trail down to the road. I think I'm going to go and take that. See if I can get in there. It's visible in there. Yikes. Good morning, it's Monday. Got going early, hiked or camped just around that bend there. Been walking like 5 minutes or something. The sun is just coming over the hill behind me, so you just start to see the first light there on the mountains. And the birds are chirping in the morning, and you can see, I don't think we'll be on all of those trails because I don't see it doesn't quite make sense to me, but somehow I'll be going over those mountains around here. This is the earliest I've gotten walking so far, but it's very peaceful in the early morning. I've had lots of pictures of snakes and some of lizards, but I was trying to take a picture of bunnies. There's a bunny here, but he went down. There's lots of bunnies. I bet we won't see him down there. Lots of birds at times, but it's harder to get a picture of them. Been walking with not huge views for most of the day, but now there's a pretty big view out here. Been climbing up for quite a while. Actually just took a nice big break in some shade, but I'm up here, and I think that I have like another 4 miles today, and then about 20 or 22 tomorrow to get down to right before the aqueduct. And I'm guessing, and then you walk across the aqueduct, then you walk through a big wind farm, and I'm guessing the wind farm is on the hill across, the mountain across, and that this big valley here is where the aqueduct is. So I think I can probably see my next few days. You can see Mount Baden-Powell with snow on it way out there in the distance. Valley floor down there. Wind farm out there. Lots and lots of view right here. Good morning, it's Tuesday. Today I'm walking down to Hikertown, which is right before the LA Aqueduct. But for quite a few miles I'm walking here kind of up in the higher parts of these mountains, and some of them are kind of burned and austere, but some of them have like all these little white flowers and live oak. Some of the oaks are dead, but some areas it's like all these oak trees and grass and flowers and kind of nice. Another snake here. Down there. Tell if it's a rattlesnake or not, but I'm gonna go around. I got a little closer and it didn't move. Yep, I'm gonna go around. Almost down to the valley floor. There was a second trail magic there, and it had the guy doing the trail magic, his daughter is Smiles, who I've camped with a couple of times. And Bard was also there, who's the mom that I walked with for quite a while in the snow on Baden-Powell. She's doing this with her daughter, who's just the age of my kids. So, and there are a couple other people I knew there. It was kind of neat to actually come into something and have people say, recognize me and chat with them. It was like, that was definitely nice. I'm just like a mile or something away from Hikertown, which I'm sure I'm going to be taking a few pictures of. It's supposed to be an amusing place. And then tomorrow I start going across the flatlands. That's where I'm staying, in Hikertown. There's all these little things. It's like a make-believe, like old Western place, and every one of these is just has like a bed in it. Some people are camping out. There's ones over there. And out there you can see maybe I think 5 people who've left to hike the aqueduct at night. town very early. It's like 5 a.m. now. That is a creepy place. But so far, doing okay. It should be light in 45 minutes or so. Sun's just coming up. Not by the open aqueduct anymore. That's a really short pipe, which is mostly buried in the ground. Walking out of from there, just walking gently uphill. Walk this way for a little while, and then we take a turn to the right. And I think that's where the longest section is just going east. I was walking with some other people for a little bit, and they stopped back there to eat breakfast. So I'm away from the aqueduct now. Been walking on this dirt road. I think if I turn around, oh yeah, okay, it did turn once there. It's basically, it was straight for miles, and then it had one turn, and then it's straight for a while more. Going into the wind farm here. And it's windy at the wind farm. It's supposed to be like 3 or 4 miles until the next water. It's getting warmer, but not too bad. But out here in the middle of the, actually not the middle of the Mojave Desert, but more of a corner of the Mojave Desert. Back on the aqueduct, I guess I took a different route. PCT takes a different route, but ends up back at the aqueduct. And walking through the wind farm and going up a little bit, you can see that the valley floor is down there. I haven't gone up very much, but a little. It's Thursday, May 2nd. I've come from over here. The sun just came up. I've been walking about an hour. See down to the wind farm and mountains over there that I came from. It's a beautiful morning. You can tell that the windmills are already going, so it's already windy down there. There's a little breeze here, but it's already fairly windy down there. And big valley, and then have about a long walk today, like 25 miles. But then I'm going into Tehachapi and going to take a day off. So this feels like 2 years ago I talked more on these videos about just how I was feeling. And I haven't really done that this time, and part of it is it's been harder to make the videos because either like yesterday, so much of it was so windy that I just couldn't, or else there are people around. And part of it is, it's like it's like, well, how am I feeling about this? And I'm just not as sure. It's kind of not as close to the surface. I've gone a ways. I've passed a month, passed 500 miles. I have a couple of sections left to be done with the desert. So it's like it's big amount of walking, and it's been good overall, but just different. And I haven't been able, still kind of grasping to figure out exactly how I'm feeling and what is going on. Yesterday was challenging with the 4:30 start from a very sketchy hiker town, and the aqueduct and stuff. That was all fairly easy. The wind farm, I wanted to take video there, but it's just so windy I couldn't. But that was tough. It was so windy in some of that part that you just really had to concentrate, not just be blown off the trail. And my hat, even though it's tied to my head, I was wondering if the strap was going to break and I was going to lose my hat. It was just so windy. But I walked most of that really windy part with this guy who's around my age, a little younger, but has one grown kid in college, and we talked, well, a fair amount. We talked some before it was, and after, and around the wind. And then I talked with a couple of kids that just graduated high school in Fort Collins and had Nordic skied against Steamboat Springs and New Steamboat, and so we talked about that, and the girl that just graduated from CSU in Fort Collins, and so, and where I stayed last night, the older guy and me were the first two to get there that were staying for the night. There were some people there that went farther, but there were probably at least a dozen people there when I got up this morning. So there's many more. In general, there's many more people around now. Although there's starting to be a stress, and I can hear it among people about what to do, because they're starting to realize that I'm going to be at Kennedy Meadows, I'm going to be at the Sierras in a week and a half or something, and even if they kind of go slow, they'll be there in 2 weeks, basically just the middle of May, which is going to be really early to go into the mountains. And there's some people that are going to go into the mountains, and like these kids that just graduated high school that have, they're totally into it, and they'll probably be fine. But there are a lot of people who are just kind of starting to think, what the heck are we going to do? So definitely that kind of undercurrent of angst as people are seeing that on the horizon. A little different for me, since I know I'm going to be taking 3 weeks off. So that's still not talking totally about how I'm feeling, but I'm trying to figure that out. I think I'm finally at the top. You can see Baden Powell all the way over there. Now the windmills are far below. Windmills. Over there, the mountains that I came from. Now I'm descending towards another even bigger field of windmills. So I suspect I'll be walking in a lot of wind this afternoon. I just came to this ravine along the trail and forgot about this. This is actually on the PCT's website about problems and closures and things. Although the reports that the couple of things that I've read about it from hikers are just like, oh, it's not that bad. Looking at this and trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to get up and down this. And the answer is actually super easy. You just kind of walk mostly around the top, and then they've kind of pulled the wire apart here. Walk through that, and it's like easier than walking around some of the blowdowns. So not bad at all. So I hope you can get the sound of the windmills there, because that's it's really neat. And I thought there were a fair amount of windmills on the other side of the pass, but it was like a charming little family farm compared to this. Massive agribusiness scale thing. I mean, and you can't even see all of them from here. There's other ones other fields of windmills that I saw from back there. It's like you go around the hill and it's like, oh, there's more back. There's way more out there. It's just, the scale here is pretty staggering. They're going all the way up the spine of the hill, hill miles away up there.